Hello, I'm Billiam Moyers, Professor of War History here at Brevard Community College. Today I'm pleased to be speaking with a decorated World War I legend, Sergeant Pepper. He's fought in the 20th century's greatest battles, and he's going to take us behind the scenes. He's going to take us into battle, and he's going to share with us his wealth of wisdom and his thoughts about what it means to be a military man. Hello. Your family has a very long, illustrious history in military service. What role did your ancestors play in most of the major British campaigns?
My illustrious Pepper ancestry can trace its lineage all the way back to some of the first ardently British campaigns. The Battle of Hastings in 1066, most notably our auspicious beginnings. My great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, Isaac Bartholomew Pepper, did become the first to insult someone purposefully on the battlefield. He actually stood right up upon receiving an arrow wound to his forehead and said, "Bite me, you bloody blackguards." And it shocked the field. Everyone laid down their arms, and he stabbed them all summarily with a sharpened quill pen. He was a stenographer.
One of your other relatives made an innovation in modern warfare that to this day has not been surpassed. And it was a
canteen.
That's right.
Yeah. Before that, you just had a bunch of blokes running around with bits of water in their hand. Yeah. And they would try to fight and retain their water, and that's where that saying comes from. I'm retaining water. Yeah. And then they would be summarily decimated. But my good lineage came up with the idea, what if we were to make some kind of a can that could contain the water while we were mucking about in the woods? Yeah? Whoever invented the cap for it, I cannot recall. But he did invent the can and the teen, which became the modern Latin canteen.
Okay, all right. Set the scene for us, all right? World War I. We're in the trenches, sights and smells. Take us there.
The trenches were one of the most God-forsaken things that mankind has ever done to itself. You dig a deep furrow in the earth's crust, fill it full of blood, urine, filth, disease, death, carnage, till it's about waist deep. Muddle through it for a few years, grinding it out, and pour over enemy fire. Despicable way to live. Of course, I spent very little time in one, for I was busy delivering mail, and you've got to go back and forth, which there aren't in very few addresses on trenches, I have to say. You don't get much time to tidy it up, as it were. It's sort of, a private first-class Johnstone. Private first-class Johnstone in this hole. And either somebody'd go, "Hey!" Or they'd go, "No!" And sometimes they'd go, "No!" And occasionally they'd go, "Pip, pip, it's a mail call." And then they'd come out and I'd see if any of them were the people that needed mail, and sometimes the right person would get the letter.
How does one attain the rank of sergeant? By just delivering mail?
Well, it all depends on how many coats you try on in the trench. I had to try on a lot of coats before I found one that fit right. as there weren't very many tailors in those days that were worth a salt. And sometimes you'd find one and there'd be a stain on it, or there'd be a hole in it. And I found this, and the rank just stuck.
Now, for just a moment, pretend that I'm not a professor of war history. That rank there on your shoulder, what does that signify?
But this is very clear. I see this international symbol here for point. Yeah? The arrowhead points up, says, hello, this is a person of importance here. You best look up. But it's not saying that I'm above the rest of the world, for much like a greater than symbol, it's saying that, no, everybody below me is a greater number, and up here perhaps I am a lesser number, but I'm still at the top of the pyramid.
And what's the second stripe there?
The second stripe is just good old-fashioned repetition.
Indeed. And you also formed a band. Now, what was the idea behind this band?
Well, the main idea behind this band was to give the battalion something to do. Basically, all you had was soldiers aimlessly wandering about, looking for direction. We began playing in the courtyard, and the men would go, hey, that is a peppy beat you've got going there. Hence, the term peppy. That's what they used to call me back in the service. Sergeant Peppy. Ah, what? Seriously, what? Did you say something? But I did teach the band to play. We started out as a power trio of trombone, a tuba, and myself on the snare.
Did your friends play a role in helping you start this band?
My friends, yeah, they were very helpful.
Fascinating. Now, you've had opportunities to travel the world.
All right, have I? Let's go.
Indeed, to deliver mail all over the world. You've met all types of people, and by types, I guess I mean skin colors. You've been exposed to an assortment of ideas. Let us into your insight that you've gained, visiting all these places, meeting all of these extraordinary, exotic people.
Ah, yes. I once met a yogi master in my travels in the Far East. His name was Faughnan, and Faughnan taught me all there was to know about Eastern philosophy, about how we're all interrelated, and that every action that we make on this earth has a reaction in our souls. Taught me it all. Of course, being from the West, I realize that that's all complete and utter bullshit.
What is your proudest moment as a soldier?
My proudest moment as a soldier would no doubt be the day I was honorably discharged from 70 years of service for God, Queen, and country. I was discharged for running my contract to an end. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot to renew. I'd still be in to this day, but he said, oh, you never signed the papers, so I guess you're out. Here's your honorable discharge. It's a fair cop, yeah.
Any thoughts on the life that you lived, specifically the way you've served your country?
I tell you, when you've had the breadth of experience that I've had, when you've been able to join up the ripe old age of 17, serve your country, march in step with men that you don't even know the first name of, save they're British, to serve your queen, paying your taxes, working towards a pension, and giving your loyalty, as you put it, to your queen. after 70 or 80 years of that, is a life you can look back on with regret, sir.